Here's the analysis result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He scores B+. He's a good guy. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He isn't just talking, he has the drive and ability to actually make progress in his career. When he sets his mind to something, he'll work hard and push through obstacles, even if it means clashing with others or losing his temper sometimes. He's clever and focused, so big achievements are within his reach, not just in his imagination.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he's the type to react sharply at first, maybe raising his voice or getting into heated discussions. He might get frustrated quickly and show his anger right away instead of quietly worrying or shutting down. But after the storm passes, he gathers himself and gets back on his feet.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work probably respect how hard he works and how smart he is, but forming close friendships with him might be tough. He can come across as blunt or even a bit rude, and his temper can flare up when things don't go his way. This means he might get into arguments or step on some toes without meaning to.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he will feel proud of you but may not show it in obvious ways. He wants both of you to succeed and cares about your progress, but he probably won't use gentle or flowery words to express it. Mostly, though, he won't feel threatened by your success.
What if you start earning more than him?
He is not the type to feel small or secretly resentful if you earn more than him. He has a strong sense of his own worth and believes in working hard, so your financial success won't make him feel less about himself. While he won't sulk or act jealous, don't expect sweet words about your paycheck. He's more practical than emotional.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He's not someone who will be very organized with money or keep track of every little rupee. He tends to focus on the bigger goals, so everyday spending may not always be careful or planned. He doesn't waste money just for fun, but he may overlook small expenses or forget to budget.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He's not one to put on a big show or pretend he's richer than he really is, but he also doesn't pay much attention to day budgets. He's more focused on reaching his big dreams, which sometimes means he'll take risks or spend on things that help him move forward, even if it stretches his limits. His mind is always on what's possible, not always on what's practical.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is more open handed and willing to help people when he can, especially if someone truly needs it. He's not stingy with his money or his time, and he'll often step in if someone is struggling or asks for support. However, sometimes his giving might happen in big bursts rather than in thoughtful, planned ways.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is mostly direct and straightforward about money. You're unlikely to find him hiding things or playing mind games with finances. If you ask, he'll likely tell you what's going on, even if he's blunt or not very gentle about it. If you want to know something, simply ask. He'll answer honestly, sometimes even too directly.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He believes in fairness and helping out when it truly matters, so he won't insist that housework is only your job. However, he might not always be organized or remember the small daily chores. Sometimes he's so focused on his own projects that he overlooks these tasks. Teamwork is possible, but clear communication is key.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's willing to get his hands dirty and actually do the work when you ask, not just stand by and give directions. He believes in pitching in when something important needs to be done, including chores and taking care of children. If you clearly tell him what's needed, he'll do it properly, not just supervise or give advice from the sidelines.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He's quick to stand his ground and argue his point, often jumping in to prove he's right, especially when emotions are high. He can be stubborn and may raise his voice or cut you off if he feels challenged. If you want him to understand, try to talk when he's in a calmer mood and be direct but not harsh.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he can say things that hurt and might act a bit aggressive. His temper is quick, so you might hear sharp words, raised voices, or see strong body language like slamming a door or pacing the room. This doesn't mean he wants to wound you deeply. His emotions just boil over.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he does get angry very quickly. His temper can ignite fast, and when upset, he may say harsh things or react strongly before cooling down. A quick temper is a serious red flag, especially if you want a peaceful or supportive home.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
After he cools down, he can say sorry and admit when he's wrong, but getting there doesn't always come easy for him. At first, he may blame you or defend himself, especially right after a fight, because his pride and temper get in the way. You might hear excuses or sharp words before any apology arrives.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He is strong willed and sometimes pushes hard for what he wants, so you may have to be very clear about your boundaries. If you say no, he might question or argue at first, not because he wants to disrespect you, but because he's used to pushing until he gets what he wants. However, if you stand firm and show you mean it, he will understand and back off.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he can take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. His emotions are quick and strong, so he might feel hurt or rejected, even if you have a good reason. If you are gentle but firm in your explanation and give him some reassurance, he will usually settle down.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can generally trust him to handle private moments with care. Even though he may have a sharp tongue during arguments, he won't usually use your most personal or intimate moments against you to hurt or embarrass you later. But overall, he values trust and doesn't mix personal secrets into arguments just to win.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is likely to be loyal and faithful, not someone who gets easily distracted by other women. When he's committed, his focus is usually on his goals and his partner, not wandering elsewhere. He values deep connections more than casual flirting or chasing attention outside the relationship.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He is not generally over possessive or the type to always act jealous or controlling. His energy is focused more on his work, achievements, and what truly matters, rather than constantly watching over your actions or doubting your loyalty. You'll have freedom and space, and he expects the same respect from you.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
For him, being protective is more about genuinely wanting to look out for the people he cares about, not about controlling your every move. He may have strong opinions and speak up loudly if he thinks you're at risk or making a mistake, but it doesn't come from wanting to dominate or keep you under his thumb. He respects independence and doesn't see your choices as a threat to his authority.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He sees parenting as something both parents should share, not just your job alone. He believes in pitching in when it matters and wants to be part of the important moments with the kids. However, he might get caught up in his own projects or work, so sometimes you'll need to remind him or ask for help with daily tasks.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he's likely to lose his temper quickly rather than stay calm. He can react with sharp words of frustration, especially if he thinks they should know better or aren't trying hard enough. His patience runs short in these moments, and the children may feel his disappointment or anger more than his comfort.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
Yes, he will support your role as both a mother and your own person. He respects determination and ambition, and he values seeing you succeed in your own right, not just as someone's wife or mother. He won't hold you back from your goals or expect you to shrink your dreams after having kids.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
This is not the kind of man who will suddenly change and ask you to quit your career after having a child. He values hard work and ambition in himself and in you, and he respects when you chase your own goals. If he supports your career now, it's genuine, and he won't expect you to give it up just because you become a mother.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He may not be the most charming or sweet talking person with your parents, but his actions show respect more than just surface level politeness. He might not always use gentle words or go out of his way to impress them, but if they need real help, he will step up and support them practically. With time, they'll see his genuine nature comes through in steady support, not just manners. He's not the type to bend over backward or change himself too much for your family's ways, but he also doesn't expect everyone to revolve around him.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he's more likely to react quickly and strongly rather than stay calm. His temper can flare up and he might speak sharply or push back, which can sometimes make the situation feel even more tense. He's not afraid to stand his ground, but this can mean small problems get bigger if emotions run high on both sides.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
He is not the kind of man who will expect you to act like a traditional supportive wife just to please his relatives. He values your individuality and doesn't want you to pretend or put on a show for others. He stands by you and respects your choices, so don't worry about having to play a double role.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension between you and his family, he will support you and not stay out of it or side with them. He believes in standing with his partner, especially in tough times, and won't leave you on your own to handle stress. You can count on him to back you up, even if you have to guide him on handling things calmly.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He is not a mummy's boy and doesn't blindly follow his mother's wishes over yours. When there is a conflict between you and his mother, he will choose your side and stand with you, even if it leads to some friction at home. His loyalty lies with his partner, and he believes that once you are together, your bond comes first.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He is not the kind of man who will run to his mother or sister to share every detail of your fights or private life. He values privacy in your relationship and believes what happens between you two should stay there. Generally, you can trust him to protect your personal life and not bring others into your marriage issues.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So this is why this guy scores B plus. He's a good guy. Being in a relationship with this man is like living with strong winds. There's energy, movement, and you never feel stuck. But sometimes it can feel overwhelming. Each day you'll find him driven, honest, and willing to work hard toward big dreams with real care for the people he loves.